I don't mind long distance relationships. I actually believe that absence makes the heart grow fonder. I don't mind catching multiple flights just so I could get a kiss. I don't mind fantasizing about what's going to happen the next time we see each other. I don't mind long distance relationships. Instead, they keep me excited and I can't wait to see my lover the next time I do get to see him. But there is a type of distant relationship that I mind. One where I'm sitting right next to my lover, and the only distance we have is a finger touch away, but I can't seem to reach my lover. I hate those type of long distance relationships where our souls are no longer connected. I hate those long distance relationships where it feels as though what I say is an insult. I hate those long distance relationships where love has left us first and taken a different flight, and now we're still waiting for that moment when Cupid will think that maybe he will send a bow and arrow so we could reignite this fire that is dying right in front of us. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very person that I'm sitting next to. Where calling them babe doesn't even feel the same. Where it feels as though I'd rather have my tongue cut out than to beg this person to respond to me. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the person I am actually in the same room with, where I try to remind them of the gorgeous times we had, but it seems as though those pictures were taken in black and white, and that is why that love is out of sight. We are searching for something new, but none of us are brave enough to stand up and say, my boo, I'm going to have to leave you and find someone else because I no longer have what I used to feel for you. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very person I'm in the same room with. Or making love feels like a chore. Where there's no excitement in it anymore. Where when I get a text from them, it only feels like a standard procedure where we respond in the same standard manner. We don't really care to know how we're doing. We're just doing it just so we can get done with the day and nobody gets to be blamed about not communicating about how things are going on their side. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very person I share a bed with. Where touching them as I'm sleeping makes me feel like I should apologize. I didn't mean to invade your space. How? When I couldn't go to sleep until you cuddled me, but this time I can't even stand to look at your face. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very person I'm in the same room with. Where silence is golden. Not because, like back in the day, we are floating in our silences and we're blushing away, but because there's nothing we would like to say. None of us are strong enough to stand up and leave the table because love is no longer served, and we're not that hungry for whatever it is that each one of us can give to the next being. But I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very being that I have to share a room with. When none of you are brave enough to say, my love, we tried and we failed and this wasn't supposed to be forever, it's okay. I'll see you in the next lifetime if I dare to, but for now, I just have to leave you. When none of us are brave enough to say we are draining each other more and more each and every day, where conversations feel like a chore and responses sound like a bore. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very being I have to say I love you to and know very well that I don't mean it anymore. Because sometimes love is not enough. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very being I love, who has now turned into a stranger, and so have I. And I no longer have the strength to introduce myself as a new being to say, my love, let's give this love a try. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate those relationships where I'm distant with the very being I'm supposed to share the supposed dying love with. I don't mind long distance relationships. I just hate it when I'm finally distant with the one person I thought I'd see eternity with.